Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
Wake your ass up, fool. John J. and Rich. What's crack-a-lackin'? This is the big boss dog. Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom. What you gonna do? John J. and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be and in the place to be. And you're listening to John J. and Rich. Wake your ass up, fool.
Our phone number is 877-937-1047, and that's important because we have Morgan Wallen tickets we're giving away today, and we're doing it by playing Confession Wednesday. We want to hear your deep secrets. We can disguise your voice. We can give you a different name. You call us at 877-937-1047, and then we're going to vote and pick a winner, right?
The best one will win Morgan Wallen tickets.
We're going to do it all morning long, so get ready to confess. Call right now if you want. 877-937-1047. It's Confession Wednesday. We used to do it all the time. We took about a 10-year break, and now it's back. Right? So
but
confess.
We're calling it something different.
Calling for Wallen, whatever.
Callin for Wallen.
Yeah. But Confession Wednesday is probably the easiest way to tell you what it is. Confess your sins to us, and you can win Morgan Wallen tickets. That's how we'll do it. I got to tell you guys, I told Rich this. I don't know what happened, but like I ate something last night, and it just threw me sideways. I don't know. Like I was groggy. Now I'm narrowing it down to a couple things. I think when you have food poisoning or something like that, you kind of know what it is, right? So I don't know if that's what I have, or I took too much CBD last night before I went to bed.
Again. I know. Did we not learn our lesson the first time?
I think your friend is making more powerful batches. I
think you're taking 200 times the actual dose you're supposed to take.
That's why last night I took 2 eyedroppers full, and I did it the night before, and yesterday I was fine. So that's why I said I'm trying to figure out what it is. I don't know if it was eyedroppers.
2 eyedroppers full
of the CBD.
I think you're supposed to just do a couple of drops per.
Oh, I've been doing droppers full for a long time. I've never had a problem, but I'm just saying today I feel kind of like slow, and I feel really full. And then I had like stomach pains last night, and I chugged some Pepto-Bismol, which by the way is great.
Ew. It tastes great.
Yeah, it usually like fixes things, except I ran out. I didn't have enough, which made me get all upset. My wife like, that's something we should always have.
Did you eat something weird for dinner, like something unusual?
I did. My wife, so I'm trying to get my 10,000 steps a day, you know? And my wife was supposed to meet me at the house yesterday at 2:30, and we're going to go walk after we got our drip. And sure enough, you know, I don't know where she is. She's out with a friend, and it's like 4:30. It was like 4, and I'm like, I'm going to walk by myself. So I went on this long walk. I was walking, and she came up behind me and picked me up. I was like, I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm walking to the barbershop, 4-mile walk to the barbershop.
Oh, dang.
So I'm walking. Thank God I was only half a mile in when she pulled up. And then she goes, you know how I like dates? I'm like, yeah. She goes, look at this. She was at her friend's house, and somebody there made these. They took these dates. They put peanut butter and chocolate on it, and she gave me like 3 of them, and I ate them, and they were great. And I'm wondering if because that's not something I normally would eat. But then I went to this restaurant last night, and I don't want to say what restaurant it is, but Rich also went to this restaurant last night, different part of town. And they announced yesterday that they were serving breakfast all day, which I thought was fantastic. But I had already ordered my food. But I felt like I had to jump on the breakfast meal, so I ordered breakfast too. And this is at 6 o'clock last night. So I was extra full. So I don't know what it is, but I just feel like,
Maybe
well,
if you had
the avocado toast, that's what I had. And it was delicious and fine.
I know I built my own bowl, an egg bowl.
I saw that.
It was great. It was great. But anyway, hoping that, you know, that we went and got IV drips yesterday at Kyle's friend's place. And that I'm hoping that's fighting whatever it is that I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that place, Prime IV, was astoundingly nice.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, so I get IVs. I get them fairly regularly, but I've never had an experience like that.
Yeah, I think the first time I went into Prime IV, it was with Peyton, and we went in and we were like, wait a second, these zero gravity chairs are something else. It's like, we've gotten drips plenty of times. We've had drips here in the studio. We've had drips like at my house before. But like doing it in one of those chairs, it's just like really elevates the experience.
Those chairs are amazing. I was asking where they got them from. They said it was part of Prime IV. They all the stores have them, and they're like $10,000 a piece, something like that.
There's 140 of those Prime IVs.
I did not know
That's
that.
crazy.
But that chair, that butt massage might have been the most fun I've had in a long, long time.
Well, it's funny because John Jay was sitting right next to me, and at one point, like the nurse comes in and she like checks everyone's IVs, make sure everything's flowing and whatnot, and I just hear John Jay go, "Can I make the massage just the butt?"
And she did. It was great.
She did. But it was funny because when we were all picking out IVs, we were like, which one? Do you pick the glow one for beauty? Peyton did the sports one last time. And I think all of us unanimously picked the immunity one.
Not me.
Oh, except John Jay. Of course, you're always a little different, John Jay. But like for me, I'm like, my daughter was sick earlier this week. My son is currently sick. I'm like, I got to get something to make sure I stay healthy because, you know, the one taking care of everyone.
Yeah.
Got to keep it. And they're like talking about how there's like the quaddemic right now with all the influenza A, influenza B, you know, all the things.
Yeah, everybody's got
Chocolate
something in
dates.
their house.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
How did you feel after your drip, Kyle? Because doesn't it usually make you nauseous and stuff? And I know you got to switch it up.
Yeah. So usually I feel sick after I do a drip, but then I know it benefits me. So I just like keep doing it. But I think what they did yesterday totally helped because
Really?
they
Good.
say there's a glutathione add-on that they push because they like put in after your drip is totally done. And they were like, I think maybe it was put in you too quickly before and they did it super slow and I didn't feel nauseous at all.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, finally found the answer.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you call her back? No? Jen, call back. Jen was on hold with a confession. Oh, I know.
Oh, Jen, we
Call us,
want to hear
Jen.
it. We want you to call in for Wallen, Jen.
I know. What a bummer. Peyton, what's the problem you have with our cameras in the studio?
They're honestly making me feel really self-conscious about myself.
Why? You
Like
look
I'm having
gorgeous.
a serious look on Instagram because I don't know who that sickly ghost is on that Instagram, but I look ill. And it's really messing with my self-confidence. I'm being so for real.
No, I feel like I'm right there with you
Yeah.
because they're so close.
And it's like, my thing though is like, yeah, they're so close, but I look so pale. Like I look sick. Like I seriously look
1,000
sick.
lights on in here.
Yeah, it's bright
Like,
in here.
And then I turn on my camera on my phone, and then I'm just like, "You're ugly," and then that's how I feel, and that's
You
what I was
are
telling
not
myself all night
ugly.
last night.
You
yes.
are gorgeous.
Not in these cameras, thank you, but not in these
You
cameras.
are.
We need to do something about it because it's seriously messing with my self.
What do you not like about it? I think you look great. The cameras.
I just
I'm being
told
totally
you I
honest.
look pale.
Pale? Well, then put makeup
And
on.
also-
That's what they do. That's what and TV anchors do.
I understand, but also like I would like to think that I'm naturally pretty and I don't need to put on makeup. Like what?
You are naturally
Maybe we
pretty.
get more like warmer lights because they're a cooler light. They're really bright. Maybe like a warmer light would be better. I think it's all about the lighting.
Hey, we got Jen ready for Confession Wednesday. She called back. Good morning, Jen.
Morning.
All right, so we want to hear your confession, and then you'll be put in the hopper to win Morgan Wallen tickets. Good morning, my son. What is your confession?
All right, so to preface this, I did try to rectify it and follow the person.
You
So-
said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I did try to make this right. So I was headed home and I went to turn right, and I all of a sudden this guy on an electric scooter, just comes zipping behind me, and I kind of to him, not hard, and you know, like just enough to where like holy crap. But he didn't fall. He just kept going. And so I did a U-turn. I was following him for like 5 minutes. He wasn't phased. Did he stop? Nothing. It was like he was a robot. So I felt like the most awful human being ever. And so I did another U-turn and just headed home. I tried.
Jeez, your
Oh,
phone
man.
sucks. Okay, so just so I understand, you're driving and you hit a guy on an electric scooter.
Yes, but he didn't stop.
Scary.
That's crazy.
He's okay though, so you can't feel that bad about it.
Unless you watch Juror Number 2 on HBO Max. That's what happened, kind of.
I was like, that's illegal. Is it? Like, it is. I feel like it is. But, like, I followed him. I stalked him for, like, 5 minutes. And nothing. He didn't flinch. He didn't turn. He didn't stop. He just kept going in a straight and narrow.
Yeah, And then you find out later that he died in the ditch later.
Oh my God.
That's what happened in this movie. This guy was coming home and he bumped into he killed a girl on the road and then didn't find out about it until later. He didn't know what it was. And then later he's like, oh,
I
man.
am going to hell.
Jen, you followed
Hey, we
him.
don't judge here. It's Confession Wednesday. So hold on, Jen. Hold on. You are in the
don't
hopper.
judge.
That's how it works. That's how Confession Wednesday works. That's how Callin for Wallen works. So Jen is the first contestant to be thrown in the hopper for Morgan Wallen tickets. So now you call us at 877-937-1047 if you can beat that story. Kyle, what's coming up? 3 things you need to know.
I'll tell you which social media company is coming for Yelp. Next with John, Jay, and Rich.
Woke up with a new day. John, Jay, and Rich are live on the free iHeartRadio app.
Kyle and folks got 3 things we need to know. What do you got?
So the White House did 2 things yesterday that sparked headlines. Trump asked Elon Musk to go get the 2 stranded NASA astronauts stuck at the space station. And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt had her first press briefing and updated us on those mystery drones that were sighted late last year.
After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
So there you go. That's the official White House answer on the drones. It wasn't immediately clear what sort of research was being conducted with those drones.
When you said Trump told Elon Musk to get those astronauts, I had this visual of him going, I'm on it, sir, and flies.
Like he has just got a jetpack on his back at the time. Yeah.
You got it.
Right. So TikTok's not slowing down, even though they may be facing a ban in, I don't know what the countdown is, but it's 60 days away or something like that. They are going strong, and they just announced some new features. The newest one allows you to rate and review restaurants right on the app, coming right for Yelp. After you give the restaurant a 5-star or less rating, a screen pops up for you to write your review. Could be a game changer for eaters. There's so many food TikTokers out there that make a big deal in the restaurant world that this just adds another element to their influencer life, I think. If you are on dating apps, there is one thing that maybe you should break it to your potential dates slowly. Maybe not just put it in your profile. They say singles following a vegetarian diet may be viewed as less attractive than meat eaters. Now, obviously, you want to mention this if you're going on a date and they're going to go to one of those meat places where they just slice the meat right off of the thing in front of you.
Like Fogo de Chao's not for you?
Yeah, you're going to want to mention that when you're planning it. But apparently, if someone sees this in your profile, you are automatically less attractive to your potential daters. So, yeah, definitely mention it, but maybe don't put it in there. And that's 3 things you need to know.
So my trainer, Chris, he's 33, he's single. I mean, he's dating somebody now. He's in a pretty good relationship, but a while ago there was somebody at my gym trying to set him up with someone with their Pilates instructor, right? He's a trainer, she's a Pilates instructor, and the Pilates instructor just got out of a relationship, get this, with some very wealthy guy that has a go-kart track in his basement, has a shark tank with sharks in his basement. And the reason that they broke up is because he was like, here's the deal. We're going to get married within 2 years. We're going to get a surrogate. We're going to have 3 girls. And he starts telling this woman exactly how she's going to live her life. And he's like,
yikes.
She's like, I don't think so.
Creepy.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Like, how manipulative.
I know.
I mean, great that you're thinking about our future, but not great that you're trying to dictate it.
I know.
Cool about the sharks in the basement, though. I'd be in.
Yeah. I kind of want to see that.
Yeah.
I figured by me saying that someone listening has to know who that guy is.
Yeah, there can't be that many.
Sharks in an aquarium and a go-kart track in your basement? Come on. It's time for horoscopes. Peyton, what is the vibe for horoscopes today?
Well, Valentine's Day is going to be here before we know it, so I'm going to tell you your zodiac sign's toxic trait in relationships.
I was trying to help Peyton out on the phones, and I picked up Sheldon here. She was pretty excited to go on the air. Hey, Sheldon.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
What's your sign?
I have a Capricorn.
Okay, I got you, Sheldon. So for Capricorn, You love hard, but you express it through being busy. So your version of romance is sending calendar invites for date nights, and you think I'm proud of you is like peak affection. So show some feelings, Capricorns. Your toxic trait is acting like love is a side quest instead of the main game.
Okay, Peyton, I've called in before, and I haven't ever truly felt like a Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I could look up, my moon status or whatever, and then I could be, lean more towards the zodiac sign. But I'll take it. I just don't agree with it.
Hey, and that's okay.
All right, Sheldon.
Not every day is it going to match up.
Have a great day, Sheldon. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, you too. Goodbye.
By the way, you know the thing, Kyle, you posted a thing, I think it was last week, about all the planets being in line?
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure I missed that, but last night I was kind of chilling out in my hot tub, and I look up, and I could see so many planets, but they weren't in a line, because I'm sure that happened a couple days ago, but they were still all there. It was really freaking cool.
Yeah, I
could
actually
tell.
think they're supposedly lined up for a couple weeks.
No, well, they weren't in the straight line. They looked like
Somewhat lined up. They're,
someone had dropped marbles.
They're in a kindergarten line.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's great. Jen, hi, what's your sign?
Hi, Aquarius. My birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy early birthday. You're going to have to call us again tomorrow on your birthday so you can get your morning started off right. But I am going to tell you what your toxic trait is for being an Aquarius. So you are the cool and mysterious partner until somebody asks you how you feel. And then you go ghost mode. You're going to send memes instead of genuine affection, and you're going to act confused, and your partner wants something deeper. Your toxic trait is gaslighting yourself into thinking you don't have emotions.
You're so spot on. That's creepy.
I tried.
Thank you.
All right, Jen, have a great day.
That sounds really complicated.
Aquariuses are complicated. I live with one.
Hi, Shanae.
Hi, how you guys doing today?
Shanae the Gemini.
Yes, I got you, Shanae. So for Gemini, your love life is a group chat with yourself because you can't decide what you actually want. One day you're planning your future, and the next you're convincing yourself that monogamy is a social construct. So pick a lane, Shanae. I'm begging you. Your toxic trait is flirting with someone else just to test the waters.
Listen, it's all about me, boo. That's how I roll. I can't never hurt my own feelings.
We know that.
All right, Shanae.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. How about for the Pisces of the group?
Yeah, Rich is our Pisces. Pisces, you fall in love too fast, and then you act shocked when the situationship ends in tears. So you've convinced your love life is a movie when it's actually not. It's time to blast sad music and stare out of a window dramatically. Your toxic trait is ignoring red flags like they're aesthetic decorations.
Oh my gosh, that was a story of single Rich Barra for decades.
Throwing red flags at you. Come on, Rich.
How about Libras?
Yeah, Kyle is our Libra. Libras, you avoid conflict like it's an unpaid bill, but you'll low-key flirt with someone else just to see if you still got it. You don't mean to be toxic, but if we're being real, you like options. So your toxic trait is leaving people on red while posting thirst traps.
She leaves me on red all the time.
Hilarious.
I'll be like, did you get my DM? Did you get my DM?
I don't look at my DMs that often. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What about for you, for Leos?
Yeah, Leos, in our world, our boo is our biggest fan. And if they don't hype us up like a celebrity, we are questioning the entire relationship. We need constant validation, but we will never admit it. Our toxic trait as Leos is turning every minor inconvenience into a full-blown scene.
Okay, how about Virgo?
I'm really excited about this for you, Georgia. Virgos, you don't date, you audit. If your partner doesn't meet your 27-point criteria for a relationship, you are mentally packing their bags before they even mess up. And your toxic trait is overanalyzing text like it's a forensic investigation.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to get to your sign that I'll post it on our website, johnjaneRich.com. Hey, do you know that today is also National Curmudgeon Day?
It is?
Yeah. Do you know what a curmudgeon is?
Just like a cranky person?
Yeah, a cranky person.
grump.
A grump. So I figured I'd do a little curmudgeon trivia for you.
Okay.
All right, because what's today? Wednesday? It's Wednesday, you guys.
It's Wednesday and John just got a game for you.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the name of the actor or the character, the curmudgeon. You tell me the TV show he's on. Ron Swanson.
Oh, Rich.
Yes.
Community.
No.
No,
Nick.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Marty Crane.
Drawing a blank on that one.
No idea who that is.
Yes, Nick.
That Ozark.
Nope, that's the dad on Frasier. How about this? Kyle, Gregory House.
Dr. House on the show House?
Yes.
Okay.
Rich, Monty Burns.
Monty Burns, Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. Nick, Waldorf and Statler.
Those are the Muppets.
Yes. Peyton, Oscar the Grouch.
That is Sesame Street.
Yes. Kyle, Logan Roy.
Succession.
Yes, he's a curmudgeon. Nick Miller. Anyone know who Nick Miller is?
Yes.
Yeah.
From New Girl.
Yeah.
That's like my comfort
Such
show.
a good show.
Jay Pritchett.
Oh,
Oh, he's in the One Family, the Modern Family.
Modern Family. Frank Reynolds. Come on, Grant.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Kyle, Ebenezer Scrooge.
He's from the Ghost Before, the Night Before Christmas.
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
Same thing.
Rich, Al Bundy.
Not on the, oh my gosh.
Married
with Children.
Kyle, Dwight Schrute.
Oh, The Office.
Yes. Peyton, Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, from Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory.
Yes. Kyle, Wednesday Addams.
From Wednesday.
Yes. Rich, George Costanza.
Seinfeld.
Yes. And those are your curmudgeons for National Curmudgeon Day. Good morning, Mary. What's going on?
I was listening to you guys talk about things that annoy you, and I wanted to talk about something that annoys me. So, you know, when you go to the drive-thru, how, like, back in the day, it used to be like, 15 minutes. If you wait longer than that, you get your food free. Now, tell me why every drive-thru has that little space afterwards that you have to wait in, and you're, like, sitting there 10, 15, 20 minutes go by, and it's just ridiculous.
Isn't it funny how impatient we all are now as people?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I went to this restaurant the other day that serves oatmeal. Just oatmeal. That's pretty much, they serve like 3 things. And I went in and I said, hey, can I get the banana protein oatmeal? And the lady said, yeah.
Oh my God.
I go, how long will that take? She goes, 15 minutes. I go, like, you don't have it ready right now? She's like, no. And I said, oh, okay, never mind. I left. And I was like, as I'm leaving, I'm like, what's wrong with me that I can't wait 15 minutes? Like, you know, it's like we need everything now, you know?
Yep, I get that. And same thing with the 2-day shipping. I require that now.
That's true. What's really annoying, though, is when you get 2-day shipping from Amazon and they're like, sorry, your package has been delayed. You're like, excuse me?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I needed that.
That's it. Have a good day.
You too, Mary. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Rich, what do you got for life hacks today?
The easy, totally cheap hack for a great night of sleep.
Also, Confession Wednesday continues, 877-937-1047. Confess your sins. Confess your dirty little secrets. The best confession wins tickets to Morgan Wallen. It starts now, 877-937-1047. Stacks and Hacks next. John, Jane, Rich.
Hey, better wake up.
Wake up.
On the radio. John Jay and Rich wake you up.
Would you guys go out on a first date on February 14th, Valentine's Day? A first date on Valentine's Day.
Why not?
Yeah, well, sure.
61% of people said they would go out on a first date. I think it seems like,
It's kind of a sweet story if it, like, works out.
That's pretty serious.
And a hilarious story if it doesn't.
Should the Monday after Super Bowl be a national holiday?
Yes.
I saw that the Kelsey brothers were discussing this. There should be a holiday.
It should be.
Yeah, I guess it should be. The Doomsday Clock, which I know, Rich, you follow that thing, don't you? Aren't you in the Doomsday Clock?
I do, but once it started getting so high and being so threatening like it has been, I kind of stopped looking at it because it's a little scary.
Yeah, the Doomsday Clock was set at 89 seconds to midnight, putting it the closest the world has ever been to what scientists deem global catastrophe. I don't know why, and I don't know how legit the Doomsday Clock is.
The short version is they base it on the threat of like nuclear war or just like a disaster like an earthquake or sunspots or whatever. And we're super close. Have a nice day.
Talk about looking on the bright side. Get this. A guy in California named Brian Stanley lost his eye to cancer when he was 6 years old. He's going viral now because they made a prosthetic eye that is also a flashlight. So he said he joked that he's showing instead of seeing. He's a real life cyborg. Wouldn't that be kind of cool to also just open up your eyes and boom, a flashlight's coming out of your eye?
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
I know. There's a list trending online of common things people say that make zero sense now. Like, I'm sweating like a pig. They say pigs don't sweat. Like, skibbity actually is the first one on the list. Everything happens for a reason is what people say. But sometimes the reason is people are stupid and make bad decisions. This is a flip-flop convenience. The early bird catches the worm, but there's also the second mouse gets the cheese. And you know who woke up even earlier than the bird? The worm. So the early bird, happy as a clam, they say. Does that really, People referring to the lion as being the king of the jungle without realizing lions don't live in the jungle. Saying someone did a 360 when they changed, it would be a 180, not a 360.
He did a full 360.
These are things that people say all the time that don't make sense, like 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Healthy as a horse. If you have a horse, you know that doesn't jibe. I slept like a baby, people say. Babies are infamously awful sleepers. Awful. Okay. I'm going to go over this list of people. Do you think that Katy Perry's ever won a Grammy?
Katy Perry has never won a Grammy.
Peyton?
Mm-mm.
She has not. What about the Jonas Brothers?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Nicki Minaj?
Yes.
No.
No.
ABBA, Queen, Rush, Selena Gomez, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. None of them ever won Grammys.
Oh, wow.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
Well, they say that losing one night of sleep, getting one night of no sleep, experts say impairs your thoughts, your reason, your mood for the next 4 days. So you got to be careful. Don't make any big decisions. Don't go buying a house or something if you haven't slept the night before. But here's the hack to getting a good night of sleep without any drugs. This will probably cost you next to nothing. A small glass of raw lemon juice and a spoonful of honey has been shown to slow your brain down and build the hormones that cause a great night's sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, try that tonight and let us know. That hack can be found at johnjanerich.com.
I'm so glad you're here. As the person who currently occupies your attention, I would like to thank you for listening to John, Jay, and Rich.
Good morning, Sarah. I understand you have a confession.
I sure do.
Welcome.
This is really gross. Can I tell a gross story?
Yes, we do not judge here.
I've never told anybody this story my whole life.
Okay.
But I really want to win these tickets for my son, so it's worth it.
Okay, what happened?
Okay, so when I was a teenager, I worked at a grocery store, and I worked in the part of the store where they count the money, and we would eat food or whatever, and I probably didn't eat that great as a teenager, and my stomach was upset. This is really gross, so warning. I went into the bathroom, and I had an episode from Dumb and Dumber on the toilet, and I've always been a germaphobe, so I hover. I'm one of those girls that hover. And so I had a bad episode, and I turned around, and there was a huge mess on the wall.
The hell?
Oh, no. She did say it was a Dumb and Dumber episode, which paints the picture.
Awful. And,
paints the wall.
I'm like, and I'm in a public bathroom in a grocery store, and I'm like, oh, my God, please nobody come in here. And so I kind of like cleaned up the seat and cleaned up myself, and then I went back to work. And like 15 minutes later, the manager comes in and he's like, oh my God, you guys are never going to believe some customer went into the bathroom and destroyed.
Oh no, it was you.
And I didn't say anything.
All right, that is a good confession.
Sarah.
Very good confession,
Don't tell
Sarah.
anybody.
We won't. Okay, hold on the line. Hold on the line. You're in the running. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. Do you have a confession?
I do, yes. I was a junior in a weightlifting class, and then the girls had, freshman PE. So we all shared the same locker room, and all the weightlifting girls were in there, but the freshman PE girls weren't. And some of the freshman girls, didn't lock their lockers, so I had the courtesy to change their lockers around and lock them up, so when the freshman girls came in, they couldn't get in their lockers, and they had no idea that it was me, because I did nothing wrong, and I've never told anyone this, so here's my confession.
Wow.
Hannah, such a rebel.
You caused chaos.
All right,
I
Hannah.
did, and the teacher was like, who did this? And I'm like, it was, I never confessed, so they don't know it was me.
Okay, hold on, Hannah. Hello, Brooke. Good morning. You have a confession.
Yes, I do.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What is it, my son?
So, I went to the Taylor Swift concert in Glendale, and I won the tickets through another party. And so these tickets were like the best tickets ever. Did not have to pay for anything. Like, they were floor seats, everything. I took my boyfriend with me, and we went out to the Westgate Plaza beforehand. And right when we got into our seats, you know, got all the merch, everything, got to our seats, I ended up throwing up everywhere, all over our seats, all over where we were sitting, and I didn't get to see Taylor Swift because we had to leave.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, security made you leave?
No, I just, like, was not coherent. So my boyfriend said, we have to go.
You had a little bit too much to drink.
Floor seats for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So didn't even get to see Taylor Swift.
Is it because you were drunk?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and
Too
in
much
that
pregame.
environment, oh my gosh, I can only
it was-
imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
It was definitely a story for Taylor Swift, but, you know, I didn't get the magic like everyone else got at the concert. I got something else.
Okay, that's good, Brooke. Hold on the line. Hold on. All right, 877-937-1047. Confession Wednesday. Call in for Wallen. That's the prize. Morgan Wallen tickets. More of your confessions next with John, Jay, and Rich.
It's just me and you. It's just us two.
John, Jay, and Rich. Confession Wednesday continues. Call in for Wallen. We got tickets to Morgan Wallen. Callie has a confession, you guys. Go ahead, Callie. What happened?
Hi. Okay, so this is kind of embarrassing, but it was like my first ever one-night stand. I went through a bad breakup, whatever. And I don't know why. I should have just called Uber, but I called my mom to pick me up.
From the one-night stand?
Yes.
So, like, what time in the morning was that?
I don't know, probably like 7 in the morning.
So are you like, I'm at this guy's house. Can you come get me? Like, what are the words you say to
I
your
know.
mom?
Did she know what she was picking you up from?
Yeah, we're kind of like, we're pretty open, but I was still really embarrassed. And then I just like wanted to sneak out. So I just like sat on the curb of this guy's house until she showed up.
Never saw him again?
Yeah, I guess we hung out a few times, but that was like the only one night stand we had.
That's funny.
Walk of shame and then mom's involved? Brutal.
Right.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
Yeah, very brutal.
I've had one of those.
You have? And
Yeah.
your mom had to pick you up?
Well, not necessarily. Like, it was a walk of shame,
Uh-huh.
kind of, with my mom. And it was a walk down the stairs, and she knew. She knew her.
She knew.
She knew. She just knew.
In your own house?
Know everything.
She just knew. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it actually was in the house, and I just started crying.
What do you mean, eye contact?
She looked at me and she goes, "You did it." And I said, I started crying everywhere. I said, "I'm sorry."
I'm pretty sure I started crying too. And she was like, "Oh, if you only knew half the things I've done." I was like,
Oh, really? What else? Maybe this could be a double confession. What do you got? What else have you done that she doesn't know?
Me?
Yeah.
She said,
No, her mom said that.
Oh, your mom said that. Oh, I
Calm
thought
her
you said
down to
that.
put her at
Oh,
ease.
I thought I misunderstood.
Yeah, mom had a crazy streak, huh? She was a little wild.
I guess I'm 28 and she still won't tell me some things.
Okay, hold on the line. We'll throw you in the hopper, okay? Hold on.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, good morning, John, Jay, and Rich. Can I help you?
Hey, I was calling for the contest you guys are doing. So about a month ago, I drive a big Sprinter van for work.
Mm-hmm.
About a month ago, I was pulling out of work at our office and cut it too sharp, and my back end hit my boss's vehicle. I panicked, didn't know what to do. I went and had my van, the vent removed from it and bust out. And it's his car, he's freaking out and pissed because he doesn't know what happened.
Oh, and you're not going to prove it by the van. He's not going to match up scratches.
Where?
You got to
There, what I got it fixed. There's nothing there.
That's pretty funny.
I looked online and I had you can hit the hammer underneath and push the dent out, and I bust it out. And he drives it's a Bentley.
Oh my
God.
That's
So
an
that's
expensive
some
mistake.
damage.
No wonder he's so upset.
All right.
Oh my god.
What's your name? What's your name?
Nathan.
All right, Nathan, hold on. You're in the running. Hold on a second. Hold on. Good morning, John. You have a confession?
Yes, I have a confession.
Go ahead.
Not very proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was in middle school, I got a hold of my grandmother's credit card and also my dentist's credit card. I'm very good with numbers. So it was easy to memorize. And the bus stop for school was right next to my house, so I would call all my buddies over in the morning, and, we were all young, dumb, and full of fun. So we would call the 800 and 900 numbers. Just for, and it's not something I'm very proud of.
I did that at work one time.
I ended up getting caught.
It's awesome. Back then, it was awesome, those 900 numbers, weren't they?
Yes, it was very awesome.
You guys know what those are? You get like, hi, my name's Francine. What can I do for you? Are you like a naked person?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, what do you need?
I was a little confused. I'm like, why are you calling the customer service on the credit card?
No. It was like dirty talk.
Why
It was dirty talk.
would you do that?
And I would do it on the check cashing place dime. It was great. All right, John, hold on. That's
and
good.
You could just make up any number, like 1-800-HOT, whatever.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time, too. You just try to come up with whatever numbers that were dirty. It would spell out something dirty, and then someone would pick up. Hi.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Those businesses just all died. The internet killed it all, huh?
Stupid internet.
Yep.
It's better, though. You could see things on the internet. It's much better than the phone line, than a hard line. All right, hold on, John. That's good. Hold on. Fernanda, you have a confession.
I do. So I was in a relationship for a really long time, and then we broke up because the relationship wasn't going anywhere. He didn't really see a future with me, and I had a guy best friend. And after we broke up, we started talking, and then I got pregnant. And he hated that guy, so I kind of did it because we broke up.
So you had a baby.
A long time.
You had a baby with your guy best friend?
Yes.
To spite your ex?
Yes.
Dang, girl.
Well,
Wow.
she was really committed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up losing the baby, but...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good confession. Mm-hmm. Hold on the line, Fernanda. Hold on. John, Jane, Rich, it's time for Confession Wednesday. We will take your calls. We will hear your confession. We are going to pick a winner. That winner will get Morgan Wallen tickets. Nicole, is this you?
Yes.
What is your confession, my son?
Okay, so for the past year, I have been subscribing my coworker's supervisor onto a ton of spam emails. And every time she has them cleared with IT, I'll just resubmit her for like hundreds more. And that usually takes up most of her time. So she like backs up off of him in the mornings. And well, she's not my supervisor, so no one ever will know that it was me.
It seems like that's kind of fun for you, is it?
It is, because she's very mean to my friend, and he's not confrontational.
Oh, you're a good friend.
It's like those little things that just are so annoying and they're harmless, but so annoying.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Just
that's
little
good.
inconveniences.
Yes.
That's good. That's a great confession. Hold on. Isabella, what's your confession? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
So, about a year ago, I went on a first date with a guy, and, things went well. It was cool. Ended up going back to his place, and he has about, 3 roommates at the time. Well, we went to this restaurant, and I guess whatever I ate didn't sit right with my stomach, and I really needed to go to the bathroom. So I kind of, dipped out a little bit so that I could go to the bathroom, and he wouldn't notice. Let's just say I ended up clogging the toilet. I clogged the toilet, and I tried to, clean it up a little bit, mask the smell or whatever, because I was trying to, they didn't have a plunger or anything. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm sweating, I'm nervous, whatever. And so I closed the toilet seat, and I guess his roommate had came home 15 minutes later, took a shower or whatever. I guess he never used the restroom. Well, the guy that I was dating goes into the bathroom after him, and he's like, oh, man, dude, you clogged the toilet. And he's trying to say it wasn't him and whatever, and I wasn't going to say anything.
Of course
so
not.
I was just watching them for 15, almost 20 minutes trying to unclog that toilet.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
You
Okay.
let them unclog the toilet?
That's pretty strong.
Yep.
All right,
Till
hold
this
on.
day, I did not tell him,
Okay.
and he's my boyfriend.
Oh, my God. Okay.
That's so funny.
All right, hold on. That is a great confession. Hold on. David, good morning. What's your confession? David.
Hey, so I have a best friend who got into some criminal damage, like criminal issues, and was being charged. And he was trying to hide his money from his wife and the courts. So he sent it to me to hold on to, and I used it.
How much money?
Well, I don't want to say the number, but you're welcome to guess, and I can tell you higher or lower.
5,000.
Way higher.
100,000.
Higher.
What?
150.
Nope. Double that.
Oh, wow.
$300,000.
What'd you buy?
What?
Well, I didn't buy anything. I had my identity stolen, and I used it to kind of stay afloat and recoup from the money that was taken from me.
So when your friend asks for his $300,000 back, you just say, I don't have it?
He already has.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to figure out how to keep stalling.
Oh my gosh.
I started with, it was in a savings account, and I can't touch it.
Man, that's crazy.
That's messy.
That's crazy because that dude trusted you.
Yeah.
But he was also pulling a fast one on his wife, right?
That's true.
Well, here's what I found out is I found out that the money that he was hiding was dirty money that he was hiding from stuff that he shouldn't be doing. So I don't feel that bad for using it, but, you know, he's been my friend for 17 years.
I mean, until someone comes after you for the money.
I assume that's a
You gotta be
felony,
careful.
right? He could sue you.
All right, David, hold on. That's a good one. Hold on. That's a good one. We got lots of confessions to get to. Dana, hi. What's your confession?
In college.
Okay. Go ahead.
When I was in college many years ago, I lived in Spokane, Washington, and I went into this super nice hotel that you have to have like a key card to get into and everything because I heard Snoop Dogg was there. And so I went up to the floor where I thought he would be staying, and I started knocking on doors. And then I found a platter of like leftover food from another room's room service. So I started carrying that around, knocking on doors saying room service until security came up and they asked me what I was doing. And I was like, oh, trying to meet Snoop Dogg. And they verbatim said to me, look at yourself. Do you really think Snoop Dogg wants to meet you?
Oh my gosh, how
And then they
brutal.
out of the hotel, down to the street, and they asked me not to come back.
I would have cried. I would have 100% cried. If a security guard came up to me and told me that, my feelings would be so hurt.
Look at yourself.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
I would have been so reduced.
I'll never forget it.
Oh, my God.
Sorry you went through that. That's
You just have all this shame.
She's like, I don't even look like room service.
Now you're like behind a hotel kicking a rock. You're all bummed out.
I thought I was cute in my hoodie, but I guess not.
All right. That's a great confession. All right, Dana, hold on. That's so good. Brittany, hi. What's your confession? Brittany?
Sorry, I didn't know you said my name. Okay, so I actually have a layer of confessions. I'm part of a friend group, and my best friend is married to another guy in the friend group. She has been cheating on him for years and years, and she recently found out that she's pregnant. And she decided that she's not, the guy that she hooked up with looks close enough to her husband. She's not going to tell her husband that this is not his kid. Meanwhile, her husband has confided in me over the last year. He's actually been having an affair on her with one of the girlfriends of somebody else in the friend group. Well, now that girl is pregnant. And he's asking me, what should I do? How should I tell her? And I'm like, I don't know. So the truth bomb is that I actually am going to have both of them listen into this radio later today when you guys put it on the iHeartRadio podcast. And it'll be a big surprise.
And everybody knows.
Well, you're live right now.
Know.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know how long it would take until I get on, so I want to make sure that it's timed right because I don't necessarily. I'm sure they've told other people besides me. It can't be me that's getting all the trauma dump.
Well, when they hear the podcast, and you could just, you'll go to the podcast page, just send them the link so they listen.
Right.
Your whole friend group is about to explode.
No kidding. It's like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives show. Just like that.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, have some fun with it and tell each other so you guys can all participate.
Oh, my goodness. That is messy.
Wow.
You got some drama.
That is a tight friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Brittany.
It is.
Hold on, that's damn good. Hold on. That's crazy. Where are we now? Mary? Did we say hi to Mary?
No, not yet.
Okay. Mary, hi. What's your confession? Mary?
I'm here. I already had said it.
See, we already talked to Mary.
No, we did?
Nettie.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So we talked to everybody here? I don't know. Vanessa? Vanessa, we talked to you already?
No, you didn't.
Okay, what's your confession?
Okay, my sister and I, we went out the night before and we both like hooked up with somebody, so we had to hurry up because we had to catch a flight and just throw on our clothes. So when we were on the way to the airport and checking our bags, I felt something crawling on my leg. So I freaked out and I kicked it off of me, and it was my underwear, which were pretty sexy, obviously. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, somebody's underwear is here! Somebody's underwear!" And I was mortified. So I was like, "Oh my God, Dulce, it's your underwear!" It was my sister, and she was like, "Oh my God!" She was hungover. She didn't care. She was like, "Oh my God!" So she just like quickly grabbed them and put it in her pocket. She's like, "Oh, there's your guys' show."
Oh, my God.
I blamed your sister.
You and your sister hooking up. What a great family. All right, hold on, Vanessa. Hold on. Okay, this is good. That was a good round. So it's Callin for Wallen tickets all morning long. 877-937-1047. Best confession wins tickets to Morgan Wallen. More of your calls after Jack Harlow.
And I can put you in. I can put you in.
John, Jane, Rich, Cole, good morning. You got a confession?
Yes. When I was 16, so like 15 years ago, me and my friends, we used to go around our neighborhood and not saying it was right, but we opened up fire hydrants and messing around. And one of them happened to be right on the edge of this person's front yard, and it totally flooded their whole yard. And it was an irrigation neighborhood, and it ended up flooding their basement. Yeah, and my dad, I grew up, my dad owned a carpet cleaning company, and he did flood and restoration and all of that. And we lived on the end of the street, on the same street as them, and they ended up calling my dad to fix the flood. And I had to beg and beg and beg my dad to let me do the flood as like my Boy Scouts service project for that year. And yeah, I spent months or weeks kind of convincing him, like, let this be my service project. Let this be my service project, so he wouldn't bill them.
Oh my gosh!
And
that's so sad.
He ended up not billing them, and I was able to write it down as my service project. But
And he never
I still
knew.
haven't told him to this day.
Oh, yeah.
I still
That's
haven't told
crazy.
him.
All right, hold on, Cole. Alex, good morning. What's your confession?
Hi, good morning. Pretty embarrassing. I had an old girlfriend a long time ago. She had a cat. She had a dog. The dog was known for pooping in the cat litter box. Well, my girlfriend was in the shower. We weren't really that close yet, and I couldn't hold it. My house was on the other side of town, so I used the cat litter box, and I never told her about it.
She took that cat to the vet.
Oh my gosh!
All right. Thanks, Alex. Hi, good morning, John, Jane, Rich. Can I help you?
Hi, I was calling for the Callin for Wallen tickets.
Yes. Oh, my God. You got the name right. What's your name?
Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. Where are you calling from?
Phoenix.
Oh, my God. Phoenix. Love that place. All right. What's your confession, Nicole? Please don't cuss. I'm going to patch you through.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
So when I was in my early 20s, we have a group of friends who've been friends forever, and we had gone out partying, and I have the bladder of a 4-year-old, and so on the way back, we had to pee. So we pulled over to this donut store that was kind of by our old high school, and two of us really, to include me, had to pee really bad. And so the guy was really nice and let us use the bathroom because we were all dressed up. And my girlfriend hopped on the toilet, and I almost peed my pants, so I hopped on the sink, and the sink fell off the wall.
Oh, my God.
How do you explain that away? I was just washing my hands and it just fell.
Yeah, we just kind of finished our business and just ran out and said, thank you. Obviously, we never went back to that donut store ever again.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Terrifying.
Hold on. Jessica, good morning. You got a confession?
I sure do, guys.
What do you got?
It's a big one I've been keeping for some time.
Okay.
I'm actually going through a divorce right now. I've been with him for 15 years, and lately, we're doing our thing. We still live together. We're hanging out. But he thinks I'm leaving him for another man. What he doesn't know is that it's actually a female. Leaving him for a female, not a male.
You're leaving him for another man? He thinks you're leaving him for another man.
No, correct. But I'm leaving him for a female.
Wow. That's very in right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're so in with the times.
That might actually make him less mad.
Yeah.
Like it isn't really you. You're just not that.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great confession. Hold on. Hello. Good morning. John, Jay, and Rich. Can I help you?
Hi, this is Ashley. How are you?
Hi, Ashley. You calling for a Confession Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. Try not to cuss, okay? I'm going to patch you through. Good morning, John, Jay, and Rich. Confession Wednesday. Can I help you?
Hi. So obviously mine might not be as great as others, but so my kids are always eating in their room, and I've repeatedly asked them, stop bringing food in your room like you're going to get ants or rats or whatever. And I saw this hack that said you spray rice black and you sprinkle it in their room in certain places and pretend it's rat poop. And I told my kids that over the night, they had so much food in their room that rats came in and pooped, and they went and cleaned their rooms real well.
That's so good.
That's so
amazing.
So good. Except the rats that come and eat the rice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good life hack. Okay, hold on. Hello, good morning, John, Jay, and Rich. Can I help you?
Good morning. I'm here for the Morgan Wallen confession.
Yeah, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Alexandria.
Alexandria. Okay, I'm going to patch you through. Don't cuss, okay?
I won't.
1047 Kiss FM. Morgan Wallen, Callin for Wallen. Hey, Jessica, it's John, Jay, and Rich. What's up? You're on the air. What's your confession?
That's
Good
Alexandra.
morning.
Oh, Alexandra.
Yeah, it's Alexandria.
My
but that's
bad.
okay. My
I'm sorry, I
sister's
couldn't read the
back
screenwriting. The phone screen
No
patched you
worries.
wrong. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, and I can't believe I'm doing this for Morgan Wallen, but here we go. I slept with twin brothers a long time ago, and I got pregnant around that time, and I didn't know, I still don't know which one is the dad. I just go with my boyfriend. They don't know.
Okay, so you were dating one of the twin brothers, right?
Yes,
And you slept with both of them,
around the same time.
but not at the same time. Not a threesome.
No.
Oh, God.
No, not at the same time.
So you are pregnant. You have a child with one of these brothers.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Not sure which one, but you're just going with the one that you're dating.
Yes. Well, the brother that I slept with, he doesn't know that I slept with his brother.
Right. I mean, well, for you, at least it's not like someone outside of the family, because when they ask for family history, it's all going to be the same.
Right, and honestly,
true.
the DNA test, I think with twins, it comes
Same.
right up the same exact way.
But if you're the brother that's not in the relationship and you're keeping that a secret from your brother, do you always think that the baby is yours? Do you know what I mean? You have to.
Yeah.
Boy, that's good. That's a really good.
Yeah, and then they're like, it looks like me. It looks like both of you. You're twins.
You're right.
how old is the baby now?
He's 6.
And does he have more of the personality of the brother or the boyfriend?
You know, I feel like he's more like me, so
Okay.
it's hard to tell right now. But he's only 6, so we still have time. You know.
Oh yeah, jury's still out there.
Which brother was the better lover?
Oh my gosh. Well, to be fair, I was really drunk when I slept with his brother, so I would have to say my boyfriend.
Okay, good. Okay, hold on. What's
That's
your
a
name?
good
Oh,
one.
Alexandria. Hold on. That's crazy. That is a crazy
Put
story.
a star by that one, John Jane.
Okay. Okay, hold on. What's this one? Hello, good morning, John Jay and Rich. Can I help you?
On the answer.
Yes, hi. What's your name? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, is this John Jay and Rich?
Yes, hello. What's your confession?
Okay, so I actually called earlier, and I told her, and she said, I'll be on in a few minutes. And then she got back on, asked me my number, but I never got to tell them.
Oh, my God. Sorry. That was probably my fault. Okay, what's your name?
It's okay. My name is Sarah.
And what's your confession?
So my husband, I will accidentally use his toothbrush, and he does not even know what to do with his life when I do that. He can't handle it. So I just started using it when he makes me mad, and he has no idea.
You just use his toothbrush.
I just use it to make him mad.
You use it to brush your teeth or clean toilets? What are you using it for?
Oh, no, I just brush my teeth with it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good little annoying thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Especially when he gets it, it's wet.
Oh,
He's like, what's
yeah.
up? What's
going on here?
You use my toothbrush? Okay, that's very good, Sarah. Hold
Right,
on line.
yeah.
That's adorable.
Okay.
Aura, good morning. You got a confession?
Yeah, I do.
What happened?
I'm so nervous. I had to run outside. So a group of us in college back in 2019, we went to Country Thunder, and I had a little bit too much to drink. Apparently beer runs through me, and I tried to make it to the porta potties a couple times, losing my position up at the front of the stage. And I'm like, guys, I can't do this anymore. I had them group up. There wasn't a bunch of us, probably 5 of us, so it wasn't that big of a circle. And I peed 3 to 5 times on the grass right there in front of the stage.
That's good teamwork. That's teamwork.
She has to go again.
She created her own Country Thunder.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
All right, hold on the line. That's a good one. Hold on. Good morning. John Jane Rich can help you.
Oh, hi. Are you guys asking Callin for the tickets?
Yes, for Callin for Wallen, Confession Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't cuss, okay? I'm going to patch you through. What's your name?
Brittany.
Hold on, Brittany.
Thank you.
Callin for Wallen. We got Morgan Wallen tickets. We just want to hear your confession. Hey, Brittany, it's John Jane Rich. What's your confession?
Oh, I had to use the bathroom really bad one time, and I didn't make it to the toilet, and I ended up going in my pants, and then I threw my underwear in the trash can at a local Fry's.
Did it have to be a Fry's?
No, it was the closest place to me.
I thought, no, that's a Safeway. I got to go to Fry's. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you want to get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ekowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.
Don't just repeat, we three-peat.
Let's go.
Arizona's favorite morning show, 3 years running. Are you ready? It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Missed a part of the show this morning? No worries. It's all there on iHeartRadio.
Lots of interesting news in the entertainment world, there's 4 Diddy documentaries that are coming out or out now.
Right?
One's out.
Yeah. And one of them actually features one of Diddy's really good friends who says,
"This is the first time that I'm speaking about it. It's something that I'll never forget, actually. I think my life changed a lot from that day, and I've never really recovered from it."
I think, the fall of Diddy, that's what that's from, is going to be huge. And you can watch the final episodes for free. I haven't started it yet. It came out 2 nights ago on the 27th. Today's the 29th, right? And yeah, it's on Investigation Discovery Network. It's a 3-part documentary series. And in it, it's like The Making of a Mogul, Empire Under Fire, and The Fall, which came out last night. And I'm like, I wanted all of the episodes to come out so that you could binge them together, and now they're bingeable.
I feel like that's going to be one where we just can't keep our eyes off of it. And my heart just breaks for Diddy's daughters when I hear all this stuff. I'm like, those girls.
I know, because a lot of his daughters right now are the same age as a lot of the victims that have come forward.
Ugh.
Sick.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Captain America, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, he's caused a lot of controversy. He was doing a promotion where he was talking about being Captain America and talking about what Captain America represents to him. Captain America, to him, doesn't represent America.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
I like that. Those are things that Captain America should represent, but also maybe also America, since it's
Captain America
in the name.
It's red, white, and blue.
Right.
He should be Captain Dependable then if he wanted to.
Well, that statement, it hit a lot of people wrong, like in the wrong way. It hit people a little. So word got around to Anthony Mackie that people had a problem with it. And listen, we've all said things, and maybe they don't come out exactly how you mean them.
Yeah.
And so he actually made a statement, and he said, just to be clear, I am a proud American. Putting on this Captain America costume and playing this character is a lifelong honor for me. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and those who have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to, and that's what he was hoping to convey.
He wants to be Captain World.
It's so funny because I saw a meme that was like Captain America's new costume, and it was like all different countries from all over the world and whatnot. And it's like, it probably just came out wrong. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to.
Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah, we've
all
all done that.
How about Will Ferrell? I see him in the news a lot. Do you have something coming out?
He's got that movie with Reese Witherspoon coming out. It's a comedy where they play, like, I think the love interest or something like that.
Really
it actually looks really funny. I can't remember what it's called right now.
So funny.
But he was doing an interview, and he brought up people's sexiest man alive and how he wasn't it.
I didn't win it.
Well, there's always next year.
Wait, who was it this year?
Who was it? I don't.
Do we know?
Who was it? Anyone remember? Exactly. They don't. If it had been you, everyone would remember.
It was John Krasinski.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you're okay with losing to him?
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's sexy.
I don't get it.
I saw Cardi B, like, she got her butt pierced.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Right in the crack. And it's something I feel like only Cardi B would do, but not. Some people have this has become a big trend, and there is a doctor who is kind of warning against it and says, just be aware that it comes with a lot of risks.
Those take a long time to heal. And the thing about surface is it scars really badly, and those things are really hard to heal. And in being in that location, me personally, if I had that, I'd have toilet paper all over that thing all day long. So women, especially Cardi B, if someone can pull it off and heal it, it's going to be her. That woman is a badass.
It just, now. Doesn't that seem like a very dangerous place for a piercing?
Well, that's
for
what he was
all
saying.
The reasons.
He's like,
all the reasons.
There's a lot of chances for bacteria and infection to happen. And he said, if anyone can pull off healing it, it's Cardi B. But for the general public, he said, I don't know if I would really recommend that type of piercing. By the way, the Will Ferrell movie is with Reese Witherspoon. It's actually called You're Cordially Invited. I remember watching the trailer. It's like basically like they've booked the same wedding venue for their kids.
Oh.
And so they're fighting over the wedding date and all stuff.
That was like when Rich got married, but they had two different weddings at your wedding.
Yeah, they had the big one and then ours.
the big one. And then
hey, real quick then. Let's say hi to Monica. Monica, you got a confession?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so one time I was at a New Year's party at my ex's family, and I had to use the bathroom really bad. And so I don't know if the toilet was clogged or I clogged it, but it just happened. So I was freaking out because there was people waiting to use the bathroom. So I see this big spoon on the wall with hanging grapes as a decoration. So I just have to scoop it out and rinse the spoon and put it back, and nobody knows about it.
So gross. Okay, hold on. Rebecca, what's your confession? Good morning.
Hey, this is Rebecca, Mila, and Ava, my daughters, and I have a confession.
Okay.
Father John J. for Mila, my oldest daughter. She was kind of in between sizes of jeans, so we went shopping at Rue 21. She brings in a bunch of jeans to try on in the fitting room. She comes out a few minutes later with this look on her face, and I'm like, what? What is it? She's like, Mom, I had to pee so bad. And I was like, what, Mila? She goes, I go, did you pee your pants? She's like, no, I peed on the pile of pants in the dressing room, and we have to leave right now. So she couldn't hold it, and all the pants she had tried on, she just kind of peed on the pile of pants, and we blew out of Route 21 real fast.
This is why you should always wash your clothes when you first get them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
exactly why you should wash your clothes when you get them. For
Yeah.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And Mila is a huge Morgan Wallen fan. She knows every song, and she's just dying for these tickets, by the way.
Okay, well, we're going to
Say hi,
vote.
Mila.
We're going to vote later.
Okay, sorry to Route 21, but I love Morgan Wallen, guys.
Fair enough. We feel you.
All right, hold on. All right, 877-937-1047. We've been voting in here, narrowing it down. We're still got time to take more phone calls. It's Callin for Wallen. More of your calls coming up next. John, Jane, Rich, with Middle Confession Wednesday. Hi, what's your what's your name?
Denise?
Denise. I just heard Denise's story. It's freaking hilarious. Go ahead, Denise. Let's hear your confession.
You guys are actually the first people to tell this because it's so embarrassing. The first job I had, it was kind of like a Peter Pepper pizza type of job. And my job was to be up in the front and just do the tickets and all of that. And one day they were short-staffed, so they put me in the back in the kitchen. And they asked me to go get something in the deep freezer. And I went in there, I was grabbing it. And when I was trying to leave, I couldn't. The door wasn't opening. So I started freaking out, and I started banging on the door, and no one could hear me because I'm all the way in the back. And so I'm freaking out. I don't have my phone. I don't even have a sweater on. And I get on the floor, and I'm covering myself with my shirt, and I put my hands in my shirt and everything, and I'm like, oh, my God, heat rises. Like, I'm down here. I'm just making myself freeze faster. And I start doing exercise inside the freezer to try to keep myself warm. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, how long is it going to take for people to realize that I'm in here? And out of sheer panic, I start yanking on the doorknob. Well, it turns out that it was actually a pull and not a push, so I could have actually left the whole time.
She's all planning for her death.
This is it. This is how I go.
So good.
And then she just, oops, oh, hi, hello.
And everyone was like, what took so long? And I was like, oh, I couldn't find it. Like,
okay, hold on, Denise. Hold
Really
on.
good. I'm going to put a little star next to Denise.
Aaron, thank you for holding. I know you held a long time, Aaron. Thank you. What's your confession?
No problem. So I just got a divorce recently, and I was divorcing a gambling addict, or an addict in general, and he also had an infidelity problem. So I used to do his laundry, of course, because I was the wife. And when I did his laundry, I would take all his winnings and put them away as my secret stash of cash. So by the time I left him, I had a nice little chunk of change all saved up. And when he asked me, finally he started realizing it when I took the $800 of his winnings, and I told him he should go ask the women that he sleeps with.
Whoa.
Since they're so trustworthy. So by the time I was done with it and I left, I had a nice chunk of change that was my secret stash of cash that was all his winnings.
How much was that?
Probably about $9,000.
Whoa.
You should have went into the casino and gambled it.
I'm not a big gambler, but it was a nice little undercover dig.
Yeah, big time.
Getting that.
Okay, hold on. Very good. Thank you very much. Sam, good morning. What's your confession? Sam?
Hi. So I have a sushi date anniversary confession. So my boyfriend and I went out on our first anniversary sushi date. Went to this little sushi restaurant. I was feeling kind of off a little bit in the morning, but I was like, oh, I should be fine. You know, got all dressed up, cute dress, boots. Went to the sushi place, sat down. As we sat down, my stomach was feeling a little bit bad, but I'm like, okay, I'll just won't really eat a whole lot. Ordered all this sushi, sat down. First bite that went into my mouth, I was like, I can't swallow this. So I got up, ran to the bathroom. And again, it's a little place. There's only like one women's stall, one men's stall. I tried to go into the women's bathroom, and right as I got there, like I knew I could not contain this, what was coming out, and it was blocked. So I literally projectile vomited all over the women's bathroom door and kind of looked around, tried to figure out what I was going to do because I knew it was not over. So luckily the men's was open. So I went into the men's restroom, pretty much bridesmaided it all over the bathroom, the sink, the floors, the toilet, my dress, my boots. So I'm mortified. I'm like, I don't know what to do at this point. So I'm trying my best to clean it up because I also feel horrible about what I just did to that bathroom. Finish finally, clean myself up as best as I can, walk out, and there is this poor, horrified-looking worker who's got a bucket, a bowl. He's trying to scrub the door of the bathroom off as best as he can. I walked back to my table. It turns out the waitress was the one who was in the female's bathroom, so she comes over and she's like, I'm assuming you want to take your stuff to go. So she packs it all up for us. We leave. I just told my boyfriend that I threw up. I didn't give him the whole extent of what happened.
Well, thank you for giving it to us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Colorful. All right, hold on. Kathleen, please tell me you don't have a bathroom confession. Please, no more bathroom confessions. Do you?
Me, Kathleen?
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. No, not a bathroom confession, but definitely something relatable. Kyle could probably relate to it a little bit. And some other moms listening. So I gradually became a thief and lied to my husband after each of my 3 pregnancies. So the first one, when I became a brand new mom, I accidentally stole like some eggs. You know, you put your baby's car seat on the shopping cart, like seat area. I had put a dozen eggs underneath there, and as soon as I got to my car, it was unloading after I paid for what I thought I only had. I accidentally stole those. That was my first kind of like, oh my God, I'm a thief. I can't believe I did this. I'm so dumb. Like,
yeah. I mean, nowadays that could be a felony. Eggs are expensive.
Right now they are, yeah. And then my second, so I had my son, my first one was 2, and then I had my newborn. I went to Babies R Us when they still existed, and I bought a brand new electrical swing. It was probably like over $200. It was on the bottom of the shopping cart, and I didn't see it until I was literally walking out the store, and my 2-year-old was like hanging on the front in front of me as I was pushing the shopping cart. So that was my second felony. Again, as now a mom of multiple. And then the third one with my daughter, the absolute worst thing that, again, I still have yet to tell my husband about. Oh, my gosh. I kept forgetting to buckle her in her car seat. Like, long drive. You guys know we used to live in Maricopa, and that long drive, that was the worst one. I did it locally, just driving around, and then the long drive, I did it one time, and I cannot believe I did not buckle my newborn baby girl.
A newborn?
Great, long drive. Say that again?
That's tough.
I did that one time from El Paso to Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
I had my son Jake in the back. He was an infant. And I remember once I pulled into my driveway, I parked the car. No, I parked the car, and the car seat went click. Like it locked
car
in.
seat wasn't even in.
And the car seat wasn't in. I was like, oh my God.
Scary.
All right, Kathleen, hold on the line.
Broadcasting live across the world right now. This is the John, Jay, and Rich radio program.
It's John, Jay, and Rich. It's time for us to pick the winner of the Callin for Wallen, Morgan Wallen tickets for Confession Wednesday. And if you guys remember Brittany, Kyle, what was Brittany's story?
Brittany's whole friend group has issues. Her bestie is cheating and is pregnant with another guy. Her guy best friend, who is married to the lady who's pregnant with another guy, is also cheating and is pregnant, has impregnated one of their other friends.
And she's going to put this podcast of her telling all the dish in their group chat. So, Brittany, have you done have you dropped the podcast yet in the group chat?
No.
Are you really going to do that?
Yeah, I think I am, because I feel like they're both trapped in this, like, situation, right? And, like, it might be nice to do to, like, set them free, but, like, I feel like this has been a lot on me. It's, like, a lot of trauma dumped on me.
You're holding all the secrets, and you're not involved, so why hold the secrets?
Right. It just feels icky, you know? Like, I know all these things. And it's like they both would be happier, you know, doing their own things. At the same time, though, I feel like, I don't know, like, is it my place? But, like, I feel like if I just drop it and step back from the situation, maybe it'll, like, unfold how it's supposed to.
Okay. Are you on a speakerphone right now? Is there somebody with you?
No. I'll take it off speakerphone. I'm just walking around my house.
Okay. So we voted, and we think you should be the winner.
Ooh, I love it. Maybe that'll soften the blow, too. Like, maybe if she gets mad at me later, I could be like, but we're going to go see Morgan.
Yeah, because, I mean, you are blowing up your friend group, so it'd be tricky to find someone to go with you.
Start off.
That's an option.
I'm more worried about her than him. Like, you know, like, whatever about him. But, you know.
You'd be like, hey, I got good news. We're going to go see Morgan Wallen. Oh, my God, that's great. Okay, also...
I shared your secret. She might not want to go with you to Morgan Wallen.
Click on the link. I just sent you the John Jane Rich podcast. Click on that and listen to it. Surprise.
This is how I won them.
All right.
Oh, I should tell her to listen to the timestamp where it says I won first and then have her go back and listen.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Brittany.
Thank you.
Okay. By the way, I think, in my opinion, because I'm getting all these messages on text that they had better confessions. Hey, man, you know this show. If you can top that, we got Morgan Wallen tickets coming out the butt.
Bring it on.
Yeah. In fact, we're going to do Katy Perry tickets now. We're going to play One of Us is Lying. So we need a contestant. Melissa's our contestant. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. So we're going to play One of Us is Lying. So this is how it works. Each one of us, Richard Barra, Peyton Whitmore, Kyle Unfug, and me, John J. Van Ness. We're going to tell you a story. All of them are true, except for one. You have to find out which one of us is lying. Okay?
Got it.
Okay, so you can pick anyone to start their story first.
Let's go with Kyle.
Okay, Melissa. 'Twas the night before my grandpa's funeral. My brother, my husband, my cousins, we all went out to get a drink, and we were at this little bar. And my brother probably had way too much to drink. Well, looking back, yeah, he was schlossed, if you will. And the bouncer came over because he had ordered a pizza. And the bouncer was like, you can't have food here. And my brother, who had ordered food at that bar the night before, decided to get sassy with the bouncer and give him some choice words in which I cannot say on the air. Some swear words. To which the bouncer then reached over and grabbed my brother by the neck and started choking him. I was sitting across from my brother at the time on the table, and I was like, you're not going to touch my brother. So I then spider monkeyed up the chair onto the table and jumped onto them, to which then proceeded a huge bar fight and eventually was broken up by another bouncer. But people did go away definitely scathed in the incident. The next morning, we went to my grandpa's funeral and were like, could not believe what had happened the night before. That's my story, Melissa.
Okay, take note. Who do you want to go next?
Okay. Let's go with Rich.
Okay, so for whatever reason, I am the communicator in my whole family. All the cousins, they always come to me to give news. I am the bearer of bad news, if you will. So
why don't we have a segment called that?
We should do that.
Bearer of bad news.
Anyway, so one of my uncles, my Uncle Lou, was very sick, and he was going to a doctor's appointment. My brother took him. And
you have an Uncle Lou?
I got an Uncle Lou.
It fits right into the Travis Scott song. Uncle Lou.
I send my brother a note. I say, how did the appointment go? And my brother said he didn't make it. So I text my whole family that my uncle has passed away. And it goes, when I hit the text, I go. So 30 people were told that my uncle died. He just didn't make his appointment. He was totally fine. But funeral plans were already, because he lives kind of out in the country by himself in Rolla, Missouri. So, you gotta make plans. Yeah. Anyway, he was dead for a few days before he just didn't make his doctor's appointment. He's totally fine. By the way, he's still alive, Uncle Lou.
That's crazy. Okay. That's 2. All right. You got Peyton and me left.
Let's go with you, John Jay. Save the best for last, Peyton.
Okay. This is for Katy Perry tickets. So my story involves Katy Perry. I know we were her first radio interview, I think, and I remember there were some things that were said. Madonna was on our show, and Madonna had said some stuff about Katy Perry, and it made national news. It was all over the news that Madonna had said this thing on our show. So Katy Perry was like, kind of became friends with us. And then I remember we did the Fuson concert, and she was at Fuson, and we exchanged phone numbers. And I brought up part of this story the other day. She came to town. I don't remember when it was when she came to town. It was the last time her and I were friends. We were texting each other and stuff about certain things. And this part of the story I've never told. I had a little procedure, right? So I was lying in bed, and I was having a procedure, and she texted me at 10. She goes, "Are you coming to my show tonight?" And I said, "I can't. I had this little procedure." I said, "So I can't really go to your show." And she says, "That sucks." And I've never heard from her again.
Ghosted by Katy Perry.
But I did. That's not true. Then I did see her later. Remember we're at that thing in L.A.?
Oh, yeah.
And
the
she was
music
there.
thing.
And she was there.
Music
She
summit.
came over and took a picture and hung out and hugged, and she was cool. But and then after that, she said this. She did the Super Bowl thing. So maybe she doesn't. Maybe she has the same phone number. I don't even know.
Maybe she just changed the phone number.
Maybe she has the same phone number.
You should FaceTime and see if
What
she
if I
picks
wa-
up.
That's so good. That'd be so scary.
And then do the, "Hey, I'm too busy to talk right now, Katy Perry."
We should do that. That could be in our podcast. Okay, that's my story. That leaves you, Peyton.
Okay. I'm not proud of this. Let me preface this story with this, okay? I played basketball my whole life, and when I was in high school, I was notorious for, like, smack talking, trash talking. Now, mind you, Melissa, I also have a degree in criminal justice, so I love to, like, research and look people up and kind of go FBI mode. So, before basketball games, really bigger basketball games, I would look up the people that I was playing, and I would look them up on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, and I would find out who their boyfriend was, or if they had a boyfriend. And this is so terrible. Oh, my God. And when these girls would be shooting their free throws, I would be standing there with all of this knowledge in the back of my head, and I'd be like, "Hey, isn't your boyfriend da-da-da-da? Oh, he was in my DMs last night." And then they missed their free throw. And that was my tactic to get into my opponent's head, is I would basically make up things about their significant others, and it messed them up. That's my story.
That's very good. So you've got Kyle's brawl with her brother before Grandpa's funeral. You got Rich's dead Uncle Lou. You got me and Katy Perry. And you've got Kyle talking smack about boyfriends.
Peyton.
I'm sorry,
Kyle.
Peyton. All right, so what do you think? Which one of us is lying?
I'm going to say I can totally see the feistiness in Kyle. Also, I can also see Rich being that person that people come to. Let's see. I'm going to go with you, John Jay.
No, my story's totally true. 100%.
No. Okay. Do I get another chance?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to go with Peyton.
Unfortunately, Melissa, mine is completely true, and I'm really sorry if I ever did that to you and you're listening. I know it's terrible, and I'm so ashamed. I actually have a stomach ache, and my hands are sweating because I told you that. I'm really embarrassed.
Oh, no. Okay.
I know, it's so bad.
Okay.
Third time's a charm, Kyle.
No, that did happen. In fact, my husband is still mad at me whenever we talk about it. He was like, "I can't believe you guys did that." Still mad about it.
Okay, then. Save the best for last, Rich.
No, my story's 100% true, too.
Well, which one of us is lying?
None of us are lying.
Okay, so Nick just walked in. Nick, is that why you're in here?
Hey, guys.
You forgot to tell somebody they were lying?
You know, we're doing confessions all day today, right?
Uh-huh.
I wanted to,
You like to theme your games.
I like to theme my games, and my thought was, I want to see who sounds most like a liar. And so I didn't pick a liar today.
You know what's funny is I was sitting there going, I think all these stories are true.
I was thinking the same thing, too.
Yeah,
I knew Kyle's story. I knew your story.
I was going to go Peyton. Because I know Kobe used to do that.
I was that evil in high school.
It was
terrible.
It was just a social experiment specifically for me. So thank you guys. Thanks for participating.
Which means obviously
really, really good job.
You win, Melissa.
Yeah, you get the Katy Perry tickets.
Yay!
Thank you so much, guys.
No,
All right.
We call the game None of Us is Lying.
All right, hold on, Melissa. Hold on. That was. I really hope he did that on purpose because that's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
You should do that every game. What? All right. Anyway, shoot us a text. Text JJR, whatever's on your mind, to 96893. We have so many text messages now. It's ridiculous. It's Rickon. What's that from?
Rickon.
Some TV show we watch.
Severance.
Oh,
The author of the book's name is Rickon.
Oh, that's right. The brother-in-law.
Yeah. Anyway, what's going 3 things we need to know, Kyle?
I'm going to tell you the crazy health trend that is coming from a camel. Next with John, Jay, and Rich.
Good morning. Wake up every morning. Start your day with John, Jay, and Rich.
I wake up with my favorite artist. Hey, this is Sabrina Carpenter.
What's up, guys? This is Post Malone.
It's Benson Boone, and you're waking up with John, Jay, and Rich.
Kyle, you got 3 things we need to know?
I do. Thanks, John Jay. The latest health trend is coming from a camel because apparently camel milk may be a healthier alternative to dairy milk. We've seen soy milk, all the different types of milk, and they say camel milk actually contains fewer allergens and offers other health benefits that cow milk does not. Apparently, it's hypoallergenic and could potentially protect the gut from harmful enzymes and create healthier digestion.
I would try it in a latte.
Get it in the gut health and
Give me
whatnot.
a latte with some camel milk. I'd try it.
Remember, my wife's friend has a camel.
Well,
I'm going to go milk it.
you might want to because
It's a
apparently
guy,
this
but
camel
it's a
milk
male
is
camel.
in high demand.
Could it be from a
they
male
can't
camel?
make it fast enough. I don't know how you make camel milk, but apparently, if you're wondering what does camel milk taste like, they say it tastes a little bit like milk with a little bit of salt in it. It's not as sweet as cow's milk, but it is creamier. So there you go.
I was so confused. I thought you kept saying chamomile.
No, that's food. That's when
Camel
you eat.
milk.
You
Okay,
eat a
now
camel.
it's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
Your story.
Milk
you-
from a camel.
If you eat a
Bizarre.
camel, that's a camel meal.
Chamomile. No, like the tea.
All right. Apparently, when you smile with your loved one, you have a better relationship. A recent study actually found a connection between the synchrony of smiles in romantic partners. Couples who reported high relationship satisfaction had a habit of smiling at the same time compared to couples seeking therapy for relational distress. So make sure your smiles are synchronized and you're well on your way to having a great, fabulous relationship.
1, 2, 3, go. Smile.
And go. Coca-Cola just launched a new familiar flavor. Kind of actually sounds delicious. Orange cream Coke. Creamsicle. A creamsicle Coke, you guys. They say it's got the delicious taste of Coca-Cola infused with refreshing orange and smooth creamy vanilla flavors. It will be released February 10th. Just in time for Valentine's Day. I don't know what that has to do with Valentine's Day, but it's something new and fun that you can bring out on your Valentine's Day date if you have one. And that's 3 things you need to know.
When Rich got married a couple years ago, about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, he inherited 2 stepkids.
That's true.
Right? And then came up with the storyline of them, you're not my dad, Mark. Kept calling you Mark.
Touch my stuff, Mark.
Yeah. So, and every once in a while we get little updates. Well, what happened yesterday?
Well, Callin, so the oldest, comes rushing through the door. He goes to ASU, but he doesn't live with us. He lives on campus. And he said, have you been following the Justin Baldoni story with Ryan Reynolds and his wife and all that? And I said, yes. And he's like, my teacher is friends, his college professor is friends with Jason Baldoni. Justin, sorry.
Unless he's friends with Jason Baldoni.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
As it turns out, Penn Badgley, and they all used to hang out together.
That's wild.
I know.
Do you know what's also wild about that is in that voicemail that was just released, the voice memo from Justin Baldoni, I thought he sounds like Joe from You.
Sounds like Joe
they
from
talk
You.
alike.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed too. Well, anyway, so he was giving me the dirt that they all kind of hung out a little bit together, and the teacher feels like Justin Baldoni is totally in the right. That's your scoop. But he was arguing it like, because my teacher knows them, he must be right. I'm like, well, he could have still been like inappropriate and kind of a creep. No, because my teacher's on that side. That's the side I'm taking.
But
He's
also
like,
the
and then
teacher
Candace
is-
Owens. Candace Owens said it too. So my teacher ain't
Candace
Candace
Owens said it too?
She's laid it all out, and he was playing little timeline clips
Candace
for me.
Owens says what? That Baldoni's right?
That Baldoni's in the right and that Blake Lively's in the wrong. But I still think when you leave that kind of message at 2:00 in the morning that's 7 minutes long,
That's weird.
and it's all unprofessional and kind of crossing the liney to me, I still think they're both at fault.
That's
I just
100% inappropriate.
If
Sorry.
the professor is friends with Justin Baldoni, he's going to pick his side.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
Right.
thanks for your opinion, but you're a little biased.
Yeah.
First of all, I am not going to listen to a 7-minute voice note.
No way.
Like, what the hell?
If you see it's 7 minutes, you're like, I'll just wait till he talks to me next time.
I have so many voicemail messages I haven't listened to yet that are seconds long, and I'm not going to listen. I'm not listening.
Apparently, there was some new things this morning that some flirty text messages have leaked between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
Oh,
that
the
happened
thing.
during.
That's right.
Yeah.
She brought up the suppositories and made some. She started making jokes.
He was like, I like sweet, thoughtful Blake. And she's like, haven't met her. And he's like, I also like bleep hole Blake too. And she's like, yeah, I've met her and my suppositories like her too, or something like that. And so there was like a little bit fun and flirty text messages going back and forth, I guess, between them.
Flirting, I don't think there's a more obvious sign of flirting than when you talk about suppositories. You're going down that trail.
Isn't
What?
she
What's
like-
that?
What's a suppository?
What is it, Kyle? Look it up, Payne. Google it.
It's a medical.
Google it.
Okay.
Just no, I mean like
When you
Google it like
can't
right
go
now when
potty.
we're on the air.
Well, so I told Callin if his professor wants to come on and share her side, we'd be more than willing to hear it.
Oh, it's a female professor?
Yeah.
I thought the way you said it was like three guys.
Yeah, no,
they're all buddies.
like she, the professor, did appearances and like hung out and has been around that circle.
What do you got, Peyton?
I don't want to read it. Look it up yourself.
Look it up.
No, I'm not reading it.
My mom used to give them to me when I was sick. It was terrible.
I'm not talking about that.
As a 27.
My mom would be.
Never asked.
My mom would give. I think when I was a kid, I was like constipated. My mom was like, "I'm gonna do this little spot." I'll never forget. I'm lying. It was in Tucson. I'm in her bed, king size bed, on top of it, and she's gonna put this suppository. When I say stop, you're gonna stop, right? And she was like, "Of course, Mita. Yeah, I'm gonna stop." And then it's like my uncle's in the other room, and they just laugh because they can hear me going, "Stop, stop, stop!" But my mom didn't stop. She didn't stop.
When you were constipated, it sounds like you could use one of those this morning.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Do we have
It's
a
the same
king
with mom. The same with pimples. My mom would say, "I'm going to pop your pimple, and when you tell me to stop, I'll stop." She didn't stop. Mm-hmm.
I can't even.
I wonder if you're Ryan Reynolds.
Sorry, I brought us
Now
here.
you know how he's the way he is.
If you're Ryan Reynolds, do you go, "Hey, what's with this suppository talk?"
Yeah, I would.
Right?
Well, maybe because I think you kind of know, like, banter like that is very playful in that way, and that kind of feeds into the whole conspiracy theory that Ryan Reynolds was actually jealous of their relationship, and that's why we are in the situation that we're in.
I believe it. That's
I
the
kind
theory
of
I'm
lean a
on.
little what you're saying, Payne. That I feel like there's something going
They
on.
totally fell
That
for
maybe they
each other.
stopped. Maybe nothing bad happened, but something happened.
Right,
There was some emotion
or
in the
somebody
ocean.
shut somebody down, and the other person got upset. And now they're throwing each other under the bus.
Because they're both married, right? That'd be blowing up two marriages.
Yeah,
like-
so if Ryan Reynolds gets upset and you're Blake Lively, do you have to turn on the complaint a little higher? Like, make it seem
'cause
like
you're about to
you're
lose
more
Ryan
offended?
Reynolds.
Yeah.
I gotta see this movie. Now I kind of want to see it. And see what
Really?
Just because.
You watch it, let me know. I still have no interest in seeing
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ekowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.